Towers. For this one, we're going back all the way to 2013, and it was Scarefest previews for the employees of the time. What if you've never been to any of that before? What they usually do is open sort of like X sector up, and then a couple of the mazes, let the employees try it out. Usually, what it is, a little bit more hardcore than what the normal public would get. When we went through, a lot of the actors were covered in blood, came out blood all over one of my jackets. I didn't mind, it washed out, but yeah, there were good makeup and things like that. And on this preview it was the Sanctuary and Terror of the Towers that they had for the staff. So we did the Sanctuary first. There was myself, my wife, Kim, and James, who's Kim's son, my stepson, and one of his friends. So we did the Sanctuary first, which was okay. Same old. If you've done the Sanctuary before, you know what it's like. And then we went and did Terror of the Towers. Now, it was when the Terror of the Towers was before it was moved location to the West Wing. So it was, I think it was that way from about 2010 onwards, up until about 2015. It was where you go in now for subspecies, and there was certain areas of the scare maze that when you went upstairs, and then you'd come down like a cascading stairwell. You know, there was multiple levels in the old sort of iteration of Terror of the Towers. It's best one if you ask me. And we'd gone in, nothing out of the ordinary. You watch a video, curtain lifts up, actors were really good. There was a little bit more, like I say, hardcore, all covered in all sorts of goo and stuff, and it was really grabbing hold of you and going for it, which was quite fun. And then we came to the upstairs section where you cascade down, sort of like the steps. You go down one side and then you come down the other side, sort of that way. But the thing with Terror of the Towers, if you've never done it before, is everyone has to walk in a line with their hands on the shoulders. So we come to the top of the stairs and everyone's still got their hands on the shoulders. Really difficult to try and stay sort of like in a line with hands on the shoulders going up and down stairs, but yeah. So we're going down the stairs and we get to the bottom of the first platform, and then it sort of like goes across and then down the next set. Now as we start traversing down the next set of stairs, this is when James, who's our G.S.I cameraman, he was with us at the time, he looks up, and what he sees, because there's not just one flight of stairs, I think it goes up about 4 or 5, if not even 6 or 7, right to the top of the towers. At the very top there was a boy looking over at our group descending this flight of stairs. I didn't see it personally, but James did, and he stared at him, and you know, I think he was towards the back of the group, so he sort of let go and stared, and this boy just stared at him. And so he looked at us. He says he went to alert me so I could see, you know, and point up to this boy upstairs, and he looked back up and it'd gone. He didn't tell me till we got home about it, because he didn't really think much of it. We're in a scare maze after all. But then it started to play on his mind a little bit. Anyway, we finished the maze with no other sighting or occurrence or whatever else. And then we got home and he told me about it. And he says as we were going down the stairs, he looked up and there was a boy. And at first I brushed it off, you know, we're in a scare maze, somebody's going to be up there, you know, waiting to jump out on people. But this was sort of like 2/3 higher than what all the scare maze groups were coming down. So as you entered the stairwell, you was about 1/3 up the entire staircase, and then you went down to the basement or the bottom, so there was still 2/3, which would probably be an extra 4 or 5 flights of stairs to go up, and this boy was at the very top. So for me, there should be nobody up there, but that's not to say that there wasn't. So I asked him what sort of clothes he was wearing, and he said it was very much period dress, you know, what you'd sort of you see sort of like Victorian, you know, oldie worldy sort of dress. And he says he was white. This boy was white, but he was just leaning over the banister watching us. No movement, no nothing. Now, the problems we have is A, we're in a scare maze. B, they'll wear makeup. C, a lot of them have period dress. I mean, it was about vampires and stuff, so a lot of it was Victorian. So it's really difficult to say if this was an actual ghost or not, but the fact that no one should be up at the top, that's not to say that there would be, but why would an 8 or 9-year-old boy, considering that these mazes were for 15-year-olds and above, and plus if you was to work at Alton Towers you had to be 17 or over at the time, why would an 8 or 9-year-old boy be on the top of the banister looking over? Surely only one of the guests could be of that age, but then why would they be wearing that costume? That's what's funny for me. That's what sort of gives it a little bit more credence. You know, it wouldn't be an employee, too young. Surely it wouldn't be a guest, because A, what they're doing up there on their own, and B, what they're doing dressed like that and in makeup. As far as I'm aware, I did the employee Scarefest about 4 times, and never was there any employee in costume ever, only the scare actors. So yeah, that does seem rather strange to me. But I mean, there's been numerous sightings in all of the towers, a boy or a little girl looking out the windows and things like that. You know, the ghost of the Grey Lady is supposed to reside in the towers. You've seen the first ghost story about the haunting of Hex. So, you know, there is things there obviously. I can't categorically say 100% if it was a ghost, but if not, then somebody had lost a kid and they was at the top of the towers, dressed in makeup and in Victorian clothing. Make of that what you will. So yeah, that's another G.S.I Ghost story, guys. Ralph will be back with another one soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. As soon as this pandemic's over, we've got a list as long as my arm to get out and start investigating. East Drive in Yorkshire is going to be one of the first ones, we hope. Please everybody stay safe, try and stick to the rules and the guidelines, what everyone's doing, so we can all get out of this as quick as possible, and I'll see you next time.